Continue, not to go down, not to go down, not to go down. Up, open, open, open. Not to concentrate, not to fix the eyes, carry on breathing. Up we go. Now we follow the head, we leave it on the legs, we leave it on the legs. You have to trust that it will work, so go up here. Continue to go, not down, not down, not down, not down. Don't fix your eyes, carry on breathing, make free, it falling away, big spread all together the whole time, allow it to happen, allow and let it to happen, don't interfere with your habitual reactions to stimuli. So we continue to go, and we allow, we're not there, we continue to go and back and continue along. Okay. Oh, leave alone the legs, leave alone, leave alone, leave alone the legs. with the legs. Wait. Continue to go, not to concentrate, not fix your eyes. Let it open here. Loosen it while going. Loose, loose, loose. Continue to open, to go, to spread, to eagle-eyes there. Now we should do McDonald's. Carrington would do it differently. See. Come back to my elbow. Come back, come back. Now don't press, just come back, come back, come back. You see? Here you use the legs. Come back.
So there are different styles.
Hmm?
There are different styles.
Yeah, no, it's wrong what you did. I tell you. He used to come to press you down here with his hollow back and tell you, come against my hand. So people stretch mechanically. And he did really like this.
Stretch
When I come here, look, there. You feel the difference now. You realize. You use with heavy hands. Yeah.
So this is
Huh?
mainly I have to inhibit the wrong. That's the whole point.
You
have to inhibit the wrong.
to inhibit the wrong.
Yes.
No, this is the first step. As Alexander said, stop the wrong and halfway home. If you don't realize what is wrong in your habitual reactions to stimuli, you can't change anything.
So
First you have to be aware what is wrong and not to do it. To inhibit is not to do it. This is the first step.
Yes.
Then comes on top of it, while you inhibit the wrong, or neutralize the wrong as I call it, you have to direct. Now, as a matter of fact, directions, all our brain activity that causes us to react to stimuli are directions, but we direct ourselves wrongly, habitually, subconsciously. So directions are not neck free, head forward and away, back or forward and upward, back lengthen and widen, as Alexander said it. These are the conditions that we have to have in ourselves, flowing conditions, that the body will function properly in daily activities. But directions, Alexander defined it, in his book, The Use of the Self, in the first chapter, footnote, in the old edition, it's page 13. And then he defines what he means by directions. Directions are messages from the brain to the organism. They can be conscious or subconscious. And we have to change the directions, to inhibit our habitual directions that cause us to react wrongly to stimuli. Wrongly it means that damage ourselves.
To contract.
To contract, or and all the end gaining that we have.
Yeah, but in this
trying
situation,
trying to look for results by the wrong means. Anyhow, and we have to see that Alexander technique is a way, an endless way, flowing away, and a process along this way. And in order that it will work, we have to neutralize our habitual reactions. And all together, you see, it's flow, it's simultaneously. All together, and while all together, one after the other. It means while this functions in us, it's like in the car. The engine works, right? Then you have to change from one gear to the other, but it goes together, all together.
Yeah, but the thing that I don't understand completely is when you say grow.
What they?
When you say grow, how do you grow? It's just an internal.
No, okay.
Internal
Now, when I
decision.
say
What-
no,
how-
even when I say whatever I say, you know, Alexander said at the beginning the pupil has to say neck free, head forward up, back lengthened and widened.
Mhm.
You know, like just word, and he through his hand gave to the pupil the experience, the practical experience.
Mhm.
The trouble is that people made of it mantra. Neck free, head forward up,
Yeah,
you see.
I agree with that.
And they stay with it through in the intellect, and they think they understand. So I don't say, I say grow, open, spread.
Yes, but how do you grow when you are by yourself? Not with.
First, you have to become more aware when you are wrong.
Mhm.
And when you become aware when you are wrong, you stop the wrong. And then when you have the experience, you say, I have to go. Or in time it becomes one process. When the brain works, blitz feedback, I call it.
Mhm.
You know, very fast, not through the intellect. The intellect is an obstacle.
Mhm.
The intellect is like a filter with small holes that don't allow us to see the whole,
Mhm.
and the whole time, the total. Like concentration is some kind of awareness as well, but limited awareness, confined to a certain subject, ignoring and neglecting the whole around it. And then you contract. So the thing is really how to be aware of the whole. And the first step is to understand what is wrong. Understand not intellectually, but practically.
Mhm.
And then with the experience, you just realize it in no time and stop the wrong.
Okay.
In no time. But this is a process, it's a learning process, you know. I don't know what is the Alexander technique. I have to learn the whole time. And when I work on you in order to improve myself. And if I improve myself, I can improve you, if you cooperate.
Mhm.
The hard thing here, and you realize from your experience that I get something in your body. The question is then after, in daily life, and this is very hard, people tend to forget. Yeah, this is a problem, I tell you. Now we go, and you just not to do the wrong, it means not to use the legs. That's it.
You know, there are many Chinese people in Argentina.
Where?
In Argentina, there are many Chinese people.
An Alexander technique.
No. They immigrants.
They are all over. They are in the States as well.
Yeah, but you know that they sit like in the old, like the children do, like this. They squat.
No.
Very, even grown-up people. You know?
Yeah, well, you know, I saw in Singapore, they have stalls, you know, like a kiosk where you eat, or a bar.
Mhm.
And they don't sit, they have a wood and they stand on the wood like this and eat like this. I don't know, I didn't work with them. And,
You have to have very.
I don't know. The thing is not a position. The thing is, if you are heavy in yourself, or you are light, if you're eagle-eyes in yourself. This is the main thing. Now we continue to go, You know, Carrington used to speak about gravitation. Gravitation Look, there is indeed, now you see, this you block.
So how? Like this?
You block, it's no good, I tell you. Okay. Now, what is gravitation? It exists, but normally we have relations one-to-one with gravitation and one-to-one with atmospheric
gravitation is
pressure.
good. No.
Gravitation is, look, by the way...
We could not exist without gravitation.
Pardon?
We could not live without gravitation. We will fly.
No, it exists. This is nature. Very simple. But we are one.
It's okay.
We are one-to-one with gravitation. You see, when a person is on the moon, they had to have very heavy shoes, not to.
Yeah, that's
okay,
what I say.
but
I think Carrington.
Okay, no.
He uses this in metaphorical meaning.
No, look, I know.
Like something
stupid,
that pulls us down.
No use. It's an intellectual excuse. That's all. You had to see his back. Gravitation is the inner gravitation. You see, it's not if we yield to the gravitation of the planet. It's an inner gravitation, and this inner gravitation is because of our mental state. Because as Alexander wrote it, and if you have this book, The Constructive Conscious Control of the Individual, he speaks there about unduly excited fear reflexes, uncontrolled emotions, and fixed prejudices. He speaks about imitation, about concentration. He saw all these. But people read these books and say, we know, and finish. It stays in the cellar of the intellect. We have to leave the intellect alone. It's an obstacle. The technology became, we needed the intellect, but by the way, even technologically, all the high tech, that now it's amazing what they do. It's not only intellect, it's intuition as well. It's people who they don't know, and people want to know and to keep what they know. No, we have to be involved in an endless process of learning. And what we know, we use in order to learn further. But people want to stay with what they know. Now see the teachers of Alexander technique, for example. They imitate their teachers, or they know. I struggle the whole time. I have to learn any second, any moment. When I work with you, I have to learn you. I have to be, it means be aware what happens with you. Be aware with myself, and be aware if it's sunny or dark or whatever. This is the matter of the conscious control, which is just a state of acute awareness. Alexander wrote it and on a general basis. I call it acute awareness of the whole, a total awareness. And the brain has to work what I call blitz feedback. Very fast. Now, you can say that ambition, for example, when people are ambitious, they are end gainers. They look for results, to be better than somebody, not to be in a process, endless process of improvement, or the way to perfection, because we don't know what is perfect. Perfect, it means stop, you are finished. So, we have, so ambition is really end-gaining. Initiative is a different thing, and intuition is a different thing. Ambition is negative. As I told you, the first thing I show in the first lesson, and you can see it on this video, DVD or whatever, I show them about the faulty sensory appreciation through the mirror here. And this is very important to show them. You know, I came once from England, a man a bit younger than I am, Brian Niblett. He had lessons from 72. And even in one...
I have heard about...
Pardon?
I have heard his name, I don't remember what was about. But his name I knew.
No, he was an associated member, was at least, of the start. And even in one of general meeting, the annual meeting,
yes,
he gave a lecture about Alexander technique. He came here, first he was surprised to see that I have mirrors. Secondly, I gave him a first lesson, and he had very hollow back and head. I showed him the faulty sensory appreciation through I told him, you feel, you know, normally people feel that they are tilted forward. So look at the mirror and you see that you are upright. That I explained, this is the faulty sensory appreciation. Whatever is habitual, you feel it right, because this is the habitual, the normal for you. The wrong is normal. When it's normal, you don't feel it's wrong. You don't know that it's wrong. And then he told me, but no one of the teachers told me this. He had many lessons from many teachers, and he was in the congresses. And after I finished the lesson, he said to me, this is the first lesson of Alexander technique I ever had. Nobody explained it before. Nobody, you know, they try to teach you how to get up and to sit down properly, how to do it right, and they deal with movement. And this is wrong. The movement is used only in order to check if when you...
To check and to learn.
To check if when you react to a stimulus, you fall back to your habitual reaction, or you neutralize it to allow the necessary means whereby to take place. This is the whole...
But also it's a means whereby to learn about yourself. I mean...
What is?
The movement, like sitting down, it's also to learn about yourself, or not?
No, this, I use it, you see, this work on the knees I developed because I realized that when you work with people sitting down and getting up, they still deal with the movement. And I realized that on the knees, I get better the back. The back works much stronger. So I think, for me, it's important to build really these conditions in the back, first of all. And when people understand it, or when they have the right conception, So there is a chance that in daily life they will apply it more, and they will begin to realize more when they are wrong, or what is wrong. When they are in a panic, in a hurry, when the fears overwhelm them, or emotions, or when they are impulsive, and they react without awareness. You know, I can get angry as well, but first I know, and I allow myself to be angry. And if I am upset, I know, and I said it has to let it go. It doesn't pass in one moment. Another thing, it's a mistake to compromise. The moment you compromise, it's finished. This is, you know, that's why I explain people, I give you the experience through my hands, till you have the, what I call active, creative, practical conception.
So this has to come from yourself.
Not intellectual conception, but practical conception.
Practical.
And then it works in you. You become again, as I told you before, more aware when you are wrong, what is wrong, why it's wrong, and neutralize it, inhibit the wrong first. And then when you have the experience through my hand, you just give the order, and the conception, if you have this active conception, creative, active, practical, your body reacts to it, you don't have to bother about it. The only important thing is to be aware when you are wrong. What is wrong, why it's wrong, and that's it. And you stop the wrong, and the conception, the practical conception is in your brain. The brain gives the right orders, you don't have to bother. But look, it's a process for the rest of your life. The awareness, this is the conscious control, or which Krishnamurti called it choiceless awareness, to be the observer and the observed at the same time. It's exactly what the conscious control is. But people, either they observe wrongly themselves, or they observe outward. You know, it's a reminder, when I was in London, through the Alexander technique, you know, I thought always that I have very strong belly muscles, you know, from gymnastic, and I had them really. But through the Alexander technique, something opened, and I got a, you know, hernia here. And yeah, when I was in the hospital, then they kept you for a long time. And I was walking there, and in the middle of a hall, it was a big hall, not many beds in London. It was a table with all the medicine and the nurses.
When was that? What
63 or
63. So you were quite young at then. You were quite young then.
36. No, but I really had very strong belly muscles. I did gymnastics and all. But underneath it was this hernia. In any case, was there a physiotherapist? And after the operation, I probably was a bit, you know, down like this. She said, stand straight. And I look at her, and I see that she stands like this. I was very, you know, and I told her, look, take care of yourself. She shut up, and that's it. Because people are, you know, Jörg, this doctor, brought once here 2 physiotherapists to work for him. a man and a woman. I gave them first lesson. I tell you, they were so contracted, you can't imagine. And they deal with other people. The same when you see Carrington. He was contracted. I tell you, I knew him very well. And how could he open other people? And I know the results of his students. And once his wife worked on me. She was anyhow, she was walking like this, and she was walking, her nose was plowing the floor. She kept the hands here, like this, free your neck. You know, free your neck. Now
Alexander also started with very strong orders.
Very strong?
Giving strong orders. It is...
with the hands or
no, with
verbal orders?
Verbal orders.
Yeah,
he shouted to the people.
And then he realized that it doesn't work. And he began to use his hands. And when you see old photographs of Alexander, you see it was a lot of positions in himself. I have this photograph. And later on, and in the film, you saw the film, I think.
Yes.
He stayed very quiet.
No, the film is not very good quality. It goes very fast and doesn't show very well.
Yeah, but he's very quiet, and you see later photographs, he stands differently, not in monkey position, not in lunge, nothing. Because when it works on you, inside you don't have to be in any position. Anyhow, to use the word position is wrong already. Because position is something fixed already. And he said, you know, I have his saying here, we are not after positions, we are after directions.
Yeah. There is no such thing as the right position.
No, there is no, exactly, there is no such thing like right position. And people stand still in monkey position, and this was his mistake in his first book. He didn't call it monkey position. Monkey position, the student in the first course called it. He called it position of mechanical advantage. And the word position is wrong already. Because people are used to positions.
Yes.
And they are fixed.
Yeah, but if there are positions of mechanical advantage, this means that there are positions that are better than others.
No, the word position, no, it was wrong, I think. Many things in his first book are wrong. Because he explains there how to sit down, how to get up, emphasizing that the important thing is the conditions. But the moment you tell people this is the way, people think that they have the right conditions and they do the wrong, that's all. I tell you, I know, I have a bit of experience.